One-on-One is up next with an Alexandria City High School student guest. She's an Afghan American who visited her native country this summer just as the United States was ending their military presence in the country. You don't want to miss her story. Hello, my name is Nora Malone, and this is One-on-One. Thanks for joining me. Today we are honored to welcome ACHS Junior Hadia Hamnawa. Welcome, Hadia.
Thank you.
You and your family traveled back home to Afghanistan this summer. What was the reason for the trip?
We actually traveled to Afghanistan in June 18, so we went there for a vacation.
What did you do while there? Anything?
There, I just wanted to visit my family, look around what's happening in Afghanistan, visit some restaurants and some places there.
That's nice. By now, we all know what's happened in Afghanistan with the U.S. pullout and the Taliban takeover. And here we have our Titan who was there when all of this was going on. Can you tell us about what you experienced when you landed?
Well, first, when we get to Afghanistan, our experience was great. Nothing was happening. Everything was normal. Once when we heard that the American soldiers are going, then there we actually thought about what we can do there.
So you knew that your trip was going to be around the same time as the U.S. withdrawing their troops, you had social media and news access?
Yes, we knew that the military soldiers will leave, but we weren't so serious about the Taliban are actually going to come to Kabul.
Were you nervous at all going back?
I was not nervous. This was my second trip to Afghanistan, so I've been there before, but this year it turned out a nightmare.
What do you mean by that?
Well, for my whole family, it was a nightmare because, we went to Kabul to have fun, to travel, to, go to some restaurants, visit some families. It was pretty normal when we went, but then, it felt like our whole world just turned upside down. For the nightmare, just getting up, and it was just getting up, and you feel like, oh, let's go to a restaurant or something. But it was that day that the Taliban came, and that day it felt like a nightmare for me and my family because we were worried that, oh, what if we weren't able to come to America back, and we were just worried that what if we get stuck in Afghanistan.
So let's talk about when it was time for you to actually leave. What happened when it was time for you to go to the airport? Did you feel like you were in danger or anything?
Well, our flight was on August 16, and then we heard everything was ready, our bags were ready, but then an email came that, oh, your flight is canceled. So, and then my dad told us that I think it's best for you guys to just wait, and then it was the next day that we went to the airport, which people have seen a lot of photos, what was happening in those military planes, 600 people in a military plane, and just a chaos in the airport. So the first day that we went, it was just horrible. I think if we went there, it was just the people, they were getting hurt, and it's just shootings and stuff. So we just came back. We went back home. So, and then it was the second day that we tried another attempt going to the airport. And at that attempt, I've seen so much stuff there that it's just hard describing it, but, and then there, my mom got hit by one of the Talibans there, because there was a Taliban near there. And then my brother got hit by one of them, and then I saw a kid, it's hard to describe, but I saw a kid getting, I don't know, they were the guns, they were firing up in the sky. And then, the bullets, they fall down the ground. But one of them I saw, one of the bullets that went through this kid's head. And just seeing that, just remembering that moment, it's just shocking to me. And then it was the third day that we were able to actually get on those military planes.
You said there was so much stuff to see. Can you describe some of that stuff?
I was actually, we went to the airport, once when I saw the Taliban, I was just in such a horrible, I had like anxiety, like panic attacks. I couldn't even speak to the military soldiers. They were asking for passports, and I was like, I did not have that confidence. Like, I was just crying because I've seen so much stuff. For example, and I talked about seeing that kid getting hit by the bullet, and seeing women drag it, like some of the families, they were like pushing themselves so they can get through the gate. And of course, the military soldiers, some of them, they weren't letting them go because they did not have any documents or anything. So it was just really hard to get them like to the other side of which was the Taliban's. And they were like, it was horrible. One of the scenes that I can describe is that it was this woman that she was like, oh no, my daughter is killed or something, and then I don't think she has any documents, but she was just trying to get through the gate. And at that moment, the military soldiers said that, oh no, we can't take you, you don't have any documents and stuff. So they grabbed on her, and just like, I don't know, push her through like through the Taliban gates, like the other side.
And you talked about that, seeing that bullet go through that boy's head, and what did you really feel and think when you saw that? I can imagine. Horrible.
Seeing that moment, I was like, there's new humanity like left in this world. And seeing that moment, you know, that could have been my brother, that could have been anyone, but still it was just this, I think he was like 30 years old, but yeah, he was 30 years old. But seeing that moment, I knew like that moment I could have fainted, but like imagining like that could have been my brother, you know. But it was horrible, honestly. Like, from that moment, I'm still just coming to America, you know. I'm grateful that I'm back here, but just remembering that my people in Afghanistan are still, you know, these are still like how the Taliban treat them. And they said that they change, right? The Taliban, they said in the media, oh, they change, we don't have any egging against people or the females there. But it's different, and it's different when you actually experience and see what they do.
Yeah. And you still have family back there?
I still have my family back there. I have my grandma and my grandpa, but I also have like aunts and uncles there. But they're there. But thankfully, my two aunts and one of my uncle, they came with us. But I'm thankful that they're here. But I'm just kind of sad that my grandpa and my grandpa are still there, even though like they're old. But there's no one with them, so I'm still kind of worried about them.
Yeah. So you did come into contact with the Taliban?
Yes, I actually showed in order to get into the gate because they were control of the airport, but in order to get into the airport, you need to show your passport. I had American passport. When we went to the gate, I showed them my passport. And they only speak Pashto. The native language in Afghanistan is Pashto and Farsi, but I only speak Farsi, so I did not know Pashto. But thankfully, my two aunts and my uncle was with me, so they knew Pashto, and then they speak with them. And then once when we show our passport, they said that, oh, what is this passport? And I said, well, it has ABC, it's an American passport. And then we showed them, and they said, okay, but do not beg the Americans to let you in. We're not their servants. They said that to me. And then we were able to get through the gate. But getting through the gate, it was so many people, kids. It was hot. People were sitting in the sun all day, just like we were. We went to the airport at 5. I think it was around 5 a.m. And then we were able to actually get through the gate at like around 6 p.m. So it was just remembering all those moments. There was so many people trying to get in to the gate.
Wow, and that inside the airport, as you said, must have been intense. Must have been crazy.
I'm sure a lot of people seeing the videos, and believe me, the videos, you could see like there was a lot of people, but actually going there and seeing that, seeing how many people were getting hurt and treated, it was just horrible.
Before we go, do you have anything else you want to add?
I think just the media, they show you some videos and stuff, but when you're actually there experiencing, it's way different.
That's all the time we have for the show. I'd like to thank Hadia for speaking with us, and thanks for watching. This is Nora Malone. See you soon for more One on One.